Hey, what's up everyone? Fear here with another video. Today is going to be a Lizzy gameplay and commentary, and Lizzy is probably one of my favorite characters right now. Not only is she devastatingly cute, but she also has a great kit for both long range, short range, and mid range, and for that reason she's solid all around. In solos, she's a little weaker than she is in duos because her eggs can't heal herself, but in duos they heal her teammates or your teammate. So she is definitely a duo-oriented support character, but that doesn't mean you can't do work with her in solos as well. I'm gonna run into this buck here. Pretty easy combo, as you saw, with the egg and grenade plus bow. Another buck coming towards us, and looks like he's just gonna disengage. There's not a lot of incentive for me to chase him. I need to just focus on looting, upgrading my weapons a little more. So it looks like the legendary is up there, and we're gonna try and get it from this Shelly. There's a lot of good loot up here. Put that barricade there to block him from going that direction, and his coffee should be expiring any second now. There it is, no more coffee. And now we have closed the gap, and hopefully don't have any issue looting this legendary. Going to be contested though. Adrenaline shot is extremely important on Lizzy because of her weak HP pool. She has the lowest HP pool in the game, and for that reason, yeah, adrenaline shot is absolutely necessary. If you get comboed or whatever, you know, even as level 16, it's possible for me to go down, and if I don't have adrenaline shot on, that's it. There's times when you can take damage like in less than 1 second, equal to more than your total HP on Lizzy, and that's why adrenaline shot's so important on her. The main two builds for Lizzy are Helium Canister and Nitro bow, with the three staple items being either adrenaline shot, vampire teeth, and coffee, or adrenaline shot, vampire teeth, and cluster bomb. I prefer cluster bomb personally, but coffee is certainly viable on Lizzy, and so is Helium Canister. Since her eggs have 3 charges, Helium Canister is a very powerful item on Lizzy. Not only can you keep tanks away from you and other enemies who want to get on top of you, such as mollies, but you can also use it to keep enemies from picking up items you want, and just crowd control in general. You know, it's a great item on Lizzy. And because her egg cooldowns are so low, I believe it's 5 seconds per egg with the 3 charges, you know, that's another reason you're constantly able to use Helium Canister. It's up when you need it for the most part. And yeah, so he's gonna hide behind this bush, which means we're just gonna have to use our spear to dash over there, and then either place some eggs or use the cluster bomb grenade. One thing I love about Lizzy is her passive. If you don't take damage, or if someone leaves a fight, then her passive will kick in and you'll get a free full heal without having to use any health kits, and I think it's extremely powerful. Alright, heading into the next game here, we'll talk about early, mid, and late game. For early game with Lizzy, you have one of the most powerful abilities in the game for taking guards out. You don't need any weapons to take the initial first guard out, just her 3 eggs. So, or just her eggs. So for that reason, I like starting slightly more aggressive. Again, she has low HP, so you need to be aware of that. And if you're lower level with Lizzy, I would definitely start more passive, even though she has those eggs, simply because without her full kit and health kits, she's sort of a sitting duck, you know. But if you are slightly higher level on Lizzy, 12 plus, somewhere in that range, you can definitely look to start more aggressive and kind of bring everything together, you know, from the first guard kill to maybe winning an early fight and getting some of that loot. For mid game with Lizzy, I definitely think you want to just run around and create some some egg patches if there's bushes nearby or whatnot. And this is again for people who aren't very high level with Lizzy. If you're very high level with Lizzy, you can definitely go around hunting and constantly upgrading loot, pushing people, whatnot. But for most players who have Lizzy in the level 8 to 13 range, in the mid game, you definitely want to look to just set up a bunch of eggs like I'm doing right now. Take fights that you can win. If there's someone really low HP, you can push them, and yeah. For late game with Lizzy, when there's not a whole lot of people left, or even at Showdown, again, you're going to want to have a lot of eggs out, and at some point your enemy will just run into them as the circle gets smaller and smaller. If you're able to sustain through that fight and get to the end with Lizzy, the more eggs you have out, the higher the chances you have of winning, the higher the chances you have of them running into one of them and taking damage that they otherwise wouldn't have. I see so many Lizzys just sit around and not place eggs, and I think that's a big mistake. I think you should definitely be placing as many eggs as you can, especially towards Showdown. Counters for Lizzy, probably Fuzzy and Buck, probably the main counters. Pepper as well, because Lizzy likes to sort of get close to people before she can unload all her damage. So those characters, Buck just dominates her in general, but Pepper doesn't ever need to get close, and Fuzzy can constantly throw grenades and slow Lizzy. So you saw me strafing a little there. That definitely is another tip in general on characters with slightly higher mobility like Lizzy, and he's strafing too. It's pretty good, but the gap was closed and we were able to use our spear there. Got a 2-for-1 here. I'm gonna put a trap out. And we'll trap that. So you see the circle's getting pretty small now, and we're gonna just start placing eggs everywhere. If they're not running into your eggs, they're in a position where you can dash to and throw your grenade, whatnot. One of my favorite things to do with Lizzy is dash and throw a grenade at the same time and get a little extra distance on it. Alright, well, Lizzy is pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot more to touch on or explain. So for this last game, as always, we're going to do some shoutouts, Q&A. Alan Hamed, Fear, did you get the new inflatable muscles item? No, I haven't. No one has it yet. It hasn't been released. It's simply in the game as a teaser. And a lot of people were upset about that because it wasn't clear that was the case. So people spent a lot of money trying to obtain it, and I feel bad for them because it wasn't made clear, like I said, and it's definitely something that Wildlife Studios should be more transparent about in the future when teasing items and characters. Shout out to Felipe Scalon. Thank you for the support, buddy. Much love. Really appreciate it. Pretty lucky here with the Legendary Guard. Looks like we'll get it taken out with not much contest. This fin is not an issue. Shout out to Fayez. Great games, bro. What are your best and worst characters to play with? I think I play extremely well with Buck and Fuzzy, but I definitely like Lizzy the most right now. She's, as I said, extremely cute and has a really, really cool kit with the way that her eggs can heal in duos. I think that's so cool. Shout out to Avocado. If a Zooba tournament would take place, would you see yourself playing in it? Yeah, absolutely. I like competing. I like seeing how I can do against others. And I'm sure a lot of other level 16s would be in it as well. So it would be super interesting to see who is the best at that level, or maybe if levels are normalized and items are normalized, everyone's the same level in tournaments. I think that'd be super cool to see as well, because then no one has an advantage over anyone else other than skill. But yeah, I would definitely play in it. Shout out to Chibi Chun and Hypertony 064. Nice. Looking forward for Steve. Oh yeah, and also Ape is actually part of our clan. Okay. yeah, I was just making a joke in that last video. I knew she was part of Rebels. Just kind of an inside joke there. But thank you for the support, man. And yeah, Steve video should be in a few days. We're almost through the list, more than halfway now, after this Lizzy gameplay. Getting a little harassed by this Fuzzy, so I'm gonna pay attention for a second. He has knockback spear, which is definitely annoying. But looks like we're doing pretty good work getting harassed from the other side too by another Fuzzy. I'm gonna see if we can pop him here. He's gonna have to run into my eggs there. Okay. Last Fuzzy. Shout out to Pepe Nano, this was a great commentary. Also, your Fuzzy video now finally started working for me. Thanks for the level 8 Duke advice you put in that video. Yeah, no problem, man. Always happy to help. Shout out to Janelle21, awesome strategies. I will definitely take notes on this. Ever since I started watching your videos, I have become better in my matches. Thank you for the videos. Absolutely. Much love. Thank you for the support. And finally, Demon. Try this Duke and Fuzzy combo because Fuzzy slows down opponents and Duke stuns there. Do you mean in duos? Yeah, right now we're just finishing all this solo gameplays and commentaries. And after that's done, we'll definitely look to get some duo gameplay out, some random solo gameplay, just kind of all sorts of stuff. All right, guys, again, thank you so much for the support. Much love. And that's it for today's video. Hope you guys learned something. And happy hunting.